Now you know about sit down there and do that, dude.
Mhm.
Boom. What's going on, people? What's going on? How y'all doing today? Happy V Day! Happy V Day! Hey, I see y'all see I got the backdrop ready for the Valentine's Day. I hope everybody had a happy Valentine's, and I hope everybody night went well with their significant other. So today we got one of my good buddies, Missy. We got Missy joining us tonight.
Hey
Yo, just
guys,
good. Hey,
happy
yeah, we got
V.
Missy. So Missy is one of my fishing buddies. Um, it's that time of the month, so I thought it would be cool to have the ladies on. She reached out, and we were kind of talking and say, oh yeah, we might as well get you on here. So we got Missy on today.
Yeah, funny story. The first Grubby podcast I ever did was also on Valentine's Day with Christine Fisher. That was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, yeah, I'm a fan.
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah, I actually I didn't meet her, but I saw her down in Gunnersville when I did the championship for when I did the what is that Catch 22 championship, and man, I was kind of like starstruck. Like, man, that's really. I watch her on YouTube all the time. It's like,
Yeah, yeah. I haven't met her yet, but I hear she's just as down to earth as anybody.
yeah, she seemed down to earth. I mean, she got up there on the podium and had some conversations with the group, and I think she won some type of award too. Like, I can't remember it exactly what it is, but it was like being the best player or something along the lines of that. It was pretty cool though. That whole event was nice. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, yeah, very good. She's definitely a good angler.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So man, just a funny story before we get going though, man. At the championship, Missy had this big old steak that I was eyeing, and I didn't want to be greedy. She she barely touched it. I'm like, whoa, man, I want that steak. But I contained myself. I was good. But Missy, why don't you go ahead and tell the people that don't know you, man? Go ahead and tell people a little bit about yourself.
Um, I'm not really sure what there is to tell. Of course, I've been fishing since I was big enough to hold a rod, but I really got into kayak fishing probably about 6 years ago. My husband Alex started doing tournaments with Grubby, and he was like, "Oh, this is cool. This is great. You know, we should get out there and try it." So my first event was Sugar Creek, and I finished third place in that event, which was pretty cool. So I'm like, okay, this isn't so bad, and it was just an obsession from there. So it's my outlet, it's my happy place. It's where I socialize with like-minded folks, and always learning and growing and networking, and just it's been absolutely amazing from day one. So I'm really happy to be a part of that community. It's great.
Yeah, yeah, man. It is really cool, man. Grubby most definitely is where I started the tournament scene. And I would say I started back in 2019 when I got my feet finally wet into this kayak scene, and the rest is history. But where'd you get your start in the fishing, like kayak? Well, just fishing period. How
Um,
did it start?
I grew up in the sticks, always fishing with my dad. Funny story, my very first real fishing rod um, that my dad got me for Christmas. We went out on the lake, and I was so excited I couldn't wait. I got it all rigged up. My very first cast, I launched the entire rig out into the lake, and I just looked at my dad, and he just looks at me. So I had a bobber on it, so he was able to, fish it back
Yeah.
out of the lake. But that's how I started.
Oh man,
So
that's interesting.
yeah, I just kind of took off from there.
Oh, okay. Now, was it always bass fishing, like, or was it
Um,
just?
Starting out, we'd catch anything we could.
Okay.
My cousin and I used to go to my grandpa's pond and use smushy dog food and, catch
Good.
bluegill all day on a little brass hook that we found in the garage, so just
Right.
anything opportunistic that we could catch, we would, so.
Man, that's truly awesome. And I think I started fishing as a youngster. My granddad took me maybe once or twice. And funny story, my like after this second time we never went again. But my I don't know if I was casting or my I think I was casting, and I went back and the hook got caught in my cousin's face.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh.
yeah, it was bad, dude. And after
Yikes.
that point, I don't think we went back. I'm not sure if my granddad was a fisherman. I know he was a boxer, but fisherman, I don't know. It was just one of the things. Maybe he just wanted to get us out of the house. I was pretty young. I think I was maybe third grade, second
Yeah.
grade, maybe. And then man, fishing wasn't a thing up until high school. I went a little bit during high school, and I didn't know what I was doing. I just went out there with a pole line, and I never caught anything, but it was just fun to go. And then kayak, I mean, fishing got put on the back burner while I was in college. Got out, and then that's when I really started getting into it. When I was working with this one guy named what is this, Ryan, and he got me into it. And next thing you know, man, the rest is history, man. I didn't fell in love with it. I found this is my lifelong passion.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
It's great, isn't it?
it
Uh,
is, man. I love it.
yeah, I started out in a just a little cheap kind of sit-in kayak from Dick's, and
Hmm.
bought a used kayak from there, another used kayak, finally bought a new one, and you just kind of, you know, eventually step up the line if that's what you want to do. But, everybody starts somewhere, and I started in a little cheap, kayak, and,
Oh,
you
my
know,
first one was was an inflatable.
yeah,
Like, yeah, and it was one you had to pump it up like an
the
air
hand pump.
mattress. Yeah, yeah, it come with a little, and I ripped it one day, man. It was winter time. I'm trying to get out there and fish. I found a good day, and next thing you know, it was folded up in the bag, and I tried to unfold it, and next thing you know, you hear it crickling, and next thing you know, it ripped. I said, "Oh man." I had two of them, so that one I just threw to the side, and then the other one I used for a while until I punctured it. I was got into some trees and put a little hole in it. I mean, it was patchable, but at that point, I was like, "Oh man, I'm done with this thing. I need
Yeah,
something
yeah.
a little bit more
Yep.
sturdy."
Yeah, yep.
And back then,
Except,
I was kind of naive on like safety. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't wear my life vest. I would put it like in the front. But I learned my lesson with that. For real.
yeah, yeah, I am definitely pro PFD for sure.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. I think everyone is, man. We got some more people coming in. We got Jeremy. You said what's up?
Hey,
Uh,
Jeremy.
cool. It also says same one fish out of kayak near. How you say that? Mequon? How you say that? I don't know, Wisconsin. So that's what it is. So and so how'd you and your husband meet? Did you all meet during fishing, or like what did that come
No,
afterwards?
yeah, that kind of came after. Oddly enough, my husband kind of grew out of the passion for fishing for a little while, so I took him to our family farm pond and rekindled that for him.
Oh yeah,
And we started out just catching whatever, and then we started catching bass, and there's some stripers and whatnot in there. And he was like, "Okay, this is fun. I really like targeting bass." And then from there on, it reignited his passion for fishing, and then we got into kayak fishing, and then it just,
yeah.
it's bad enough having one kayak fisherman in the house, but having two, that's twice the expenses. And so,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
It is an expensive sport for real.
Oh yeah, it is. We currently can't
Yeah,
park our vehicles in the garage just because kayaks, I mean,
yeah.
it's an expensive habit.
But I mean, you love it. I would say I love
Absolutely.
it. I mean, it don't matter like the money. I don't know. You can get away with buying some cheaper things, or going a different route. You don't always have to buy the most expensive to get out there and fish.
Yeah, for
There
sure.
there's cheaper ways of doing it. Cheaper rods, cheaper baits. You don't have to always go with the name brand or some of the higher end items. You can always just go with some of the cheaper stuff. They work just as well too. So guys, that anybody that's just getting into fishing, don't think that you have to spend a whole lot. It's just that once you start going into this rabbit hole of kayak fishing or just fishing in general, you start to just like find new things, and you start exploring new things, and next thing you know, you break at a bank.
That is so
Do y'all
true.
put a budget? Do y'all put a budget on y'all fishing stuff, or is it just like, well, I see it, let's go.
I
I
don't
like this
know.
baby.
Yeah, I mean, not necessarily, but we usually
Yeah,
like to talk about it, of course, before we make like super big purchases,
yeah.
but there's always the little $50 tackle warehouse order here, or
Mm-hmm.
$300
Yep.
swordmouth tackle order there, or it
Yep.
does
It
add up.
always
It
comes
adds
up.
up. Yeah,
Now,
but
go ahead. Go
it's
ahead. I'm
good to
sorry.
take advantage of. No, it's all right. It's good to take advantage of, the boat sport and travel show that's coming up this weekend. Everybody's
Mm-hmm.
going to have all those killer deals, on all the rods, all the reels, all the baits. So, if you were looking for something like that, now would be the time to really go check out some of those dealers that have some awesome deals this weekend. So, just throwing that out there, and next weekend too. So,
Okay, so they having it
that
two
would be
weekends
great.
in a row.
Yeah, they are. They're having it 2 weekends
Okay.
in a row, so that ought to be pretty good.
Yeah, that's gonna be real good. Hopefully, I
Yeah,
can make it down and try to get there.
I'm pretty excited about it.
Oh yeah, Justin said you got to hit that free shipping. When
Thank
it's time to
you.
buy some items, you got to get that free shipping. Me and Justin, we
Yeah,
we gonna we gonna talk about that in the following week. I got Justin on. We gonna talk some stuff.
yeah,
And
yeah. Just spend $20 more to get free shipping. You can do it, and then you spend 50 more. So
right,
that's how they
right.
get you every time.
I know, dude. Like I went to go place an order today, honestly, and I have this gift card that I got, and it was more than a gift card. So here it is. I thought it was less than a gift card, so I put the gift card in, didn't think anything of it, and I get an email later on in the day like, "Hey, your order didn't go through." I'm like, "Oh man, I need those baits."
Yeah,
Facts.
you go spend two
Yeah,
hundred dollars for your $100 gift card.
man. I mean, but honestly, it's good, especially with sponsors because they put a lot into these groups, into these clubs and everything. So I would encourage people to spend a little bit more, with the sponsors because
Yeah,
you know it helps them out and it also
it
helps the
does.
clubs out.
Absolutely. Yep, absolutely.
Because it's a trickle down effect. Yeah. So are you going to be working a show coming up?
My schedule is to be determined, but I plan on being there for several days. Yes, yes.
Okay.
I'm going to kind of be bouncing around between a few booths, but of course, we're going to have a grassroots bass yakking booth. So if anybody
Right.
new wants to get started in, competitive kayak bass fishing, here's your start. Grubby's a good group of people. They're not
Hmm.
out there cutthroat and doing what they got to do to win. It's really about helping your fellow angler learn and get better and move on up to, maybe a Hobie Bass Open event or something in the future, or whatever plans you're planning on making. So, come and see one of the grubby reps at the travel show this weekend and definitely get some more information about getting started.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So
Yeah,
you're gonna be working the sore mouth tackle booth majority
absolutely.
of okay. Any where what other are you gonna be at the Hobie? I know it. Let's talk sponsors, man. So we who are some of your sponsors that you have?
I'm just getting started with Soremouth Tackle in Kokomo, Indiana. They're a great group of people, welcome
Mhm.
me in just like a big family. So I'm really looking forward to working with them this year. They got some stuff going with Sun Valley Sports over outside of
Okay.
Indianapolis and the Hobie fishing team. So I'm really looking forward to this year. It's going to be exciting and hopefully I don't let anybody down, but
I mean, the only
but
person you can let down is yourself, and
that's
usually, I
right.
mean,
Yeah.
I don't think you're gonna do that. You go out there and do your best, and you should be all right. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, that's how you have to look at it, in my opinion. I mean, like. we out there fishing, having a good time. You can't put too much pressure on yourself. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? I mean, I
that's true.
understand when the money get involved with the competitiveness of it. You know, it get a little bit more serious, and you want to put pressure on yourself. But I mean, at the end of the day, you got to have a good time out there.
Yeah, and sometimes you're out there 8 hours or more, and
Hmm.
out there fishing and in the element, and sometimes you forget you're even in a tournament. That's how deep you get into it. So that's
Yeah,
that's where it's at. Absolutely where it's at.
yeah, yeah. So, what tournaments are you planning on doing this year? What do you have lined up for the year?
For sure. I know I want to do the Niona events and the Raccoon events. There's a couple USA Bassin events that I've been looking at.
Hmm.
A couple of Hobie BOS events that I'm kind of tentatively planning on doing. So I'm trying to venture out this year and explore some new waters. I've
Hmm.
never been on Lake St. Clair, so I'm now to the point where I'm getting comfortable enough to be on a big water like that. So I'm going to definitely give it a try and really try to branch out. And you always do the same events over and over again, and you kind of get stuck
Yeah,
in that groove. But you got to learn new waters and things. So that's my big goal this year, is to kind of branch out and do something a little more than local.
yeah. I agree with you. I'm actually going to do the Bass Masters kayak event coming up in
Yeah,
February. Yeah, and at Lake Murray down in South Carolina.
yeah,
So
that's exciting.
yeah, it is, and it's like nerve wracking too because I'm like, man, I want to get there and I want to do good. You know what I mean? Because I mean, like, it is a huge step. You driving across states to get
Hmm.
to somewhere to
I
fish,
know, I
and
know.
and then you going against all of these hammers. You know what I mean? Like, I'm seeing some big names on that list, like Russ Snyder, like man, even Michelle, who we was just talking about earlier. Yeah, yeah,
Christine.
yeah, Christine. I don't know why I was gonna call her Michelle. Christine. But yeah,
Uh-huh.
we got Christine. I seen her, she's on there, man. A couple more people. I'm like, wow. I'm kind
Yeah.
of starstruck, because you always see these names on the leaderboards, but it's like once you finally get to see them in person, it's like, wow, man, like it's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, that I had the same experience. My best good fishing buddy, Edie Wilkinson, and I took a trip down to Texas, and we did the Caddo Lake event. And I tell you what, that was the best, most exhausting experience of my life. 5 days of fishing, sun up to sundown, and doing those huge events. And just like you said, we're launching with all these big names, and it's just us looking at each other like, everybody has these expensive live scopes and motors, and I'm still in my pedal, just trying to
Yeah.
keep up with everybody. And it was a very big intimidating moment, but at the same time it was a humbling experience. And I learned a lot. I caught the
Hmm.
biggest fish of my life. And yeah,
Oh,
you'll get down there and just get lost in it, and
yeah.
you'll just forget what you're doing.
We not gonna go past that. Well, let's go into that big fish. How do you walk us through that? How'd you do that? How you get
You
that big?
know, I don't want to go into too much detail on my
Yeah.
secrets, but no.
No, that's cool. I mean, but just walk us through how what your I
Yeah,
guess the
there
process.
are tons of cypress stumps out there, and during practice fishing, we just kind of focused on kind of some certain areas, and
Uh-huh.
we snagged into some big ones during practice fishing. Unfortunately, I didn't catch my big one when I was in the tournament, but it was just a couple feet off of a root, and um, the old wacky rig does the trick. So
Yeah.
I was so excited, I was shaking. So it was pretty cool. Yeah.
Now, how big was it? Did you weigh it?
It yeah, we did weigh it, but I don't remember what the weight was. It was just at 20 inches though. So,
Oh, okay.
I'm used to smallies, and they're not quite so fat, but
Yeah.
man, those Caddo Lake fish are massive. They're big,
Right. Right.
beefy. So
Come
much
on, Missy.
fun.
You got to remember the weights for the stories, man. Come
I
on
know,
now.
I
When you go
know,
to
I
when you go to
know.
tell your story, you gotta. Yeah,
You
it
know,
was a 8 pounder, man.
it was
You,
17 pounds and 4
you got
ounces.
it. You gotta get your story together,
You
man.
know,
Come
I
on
do.
now,
I do. I do. I've just caught so many fish, it's hard to keep track of them all,
man.
really.
Yeah, well, I keep track of my biggest one. I make sure of
No,
that.
I
Hey,
just was
anybody
too
ask me,
excited.
I know
Well,
exactly how big it is.
it's my story, so,
Uh-huh. Well, I guess the good thing is you have memories, you know what I mean? I
Yeah,
guess that's the
yeah.
good thing. We out here
Yeah.
making memories and I guess you would say living in the good old days.
Yeah, you're right though. It is scary packing up and driving, 10, 12, 14 hours across country by yourself to a new lake or a place you've never been. And,
Mhm.
it takes a lot of courage, and especially being a lady, doing those events. And it can definitely be pretty challenging.
Oh, okay. Well, let's touch on that a little bit. Being a lady in this sport, how's that experience been for you? Like, has it been, everybody's been accepting? Like, how's your experience in in
You
this
know,
kayak?
for the most part, it really has. At first, I didn't think I was going to be taken seriously. You're like, you're the minority in a bigger group of, a bunch of hammers that are out here. But there's never been a time that I've felt like I've ever been discriminated against because of my gender, or
Mhm.
um, everybody just treats me like one of the guys, if you will. I feel intimidated sometimes because these guys are just, really, really good at what they do. And, but there's some ladies out there that can really, give everybody a run for their money. And I think you're
Yes.
going to start seeing more and more of them getting into the fishing scene, the kayak fishing scene, which is something we're kind of trying to promote with Grubby. We're running a couple ladies only events this
Mm-hmm.
year to kind of give it a try. And, um, the goal is to kind of get some ladies involved in kayak bass fishing that maybe they do it with their husbands and they want to try the tournaments or whatever, and or they feel intimidated to get started. What do we do? Where do we go? So this would be a
Yeah.
good opportunity for those gals to kind of get their feet wet, and you know us ladies that have kind of been doing it a little longer can give them a hand and show them what to do. And as far as the tournament aspect goes, of course.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this is going to be a great way to really promote that and get some new girls involved. And I've had a ton of ladies reach out so far that have been interested in doing this. We've got sponsors pouring in, which is really great.
Okay.
So yeah, the dates are kind of to be determined still. We're looking at Niona and Mud Lakes, and Raccoon Lakes. So
Oh, okay.
um, yeah, we're still working on some of those details, but yeah,
Oh,
that's
okay.
going to be really
And
great.
with those women only tournaments, are they going to be a single day or are they going to have the same format, as Grubby or?
These are just going to be single day events, and we'll kind of see how it goes. We might add a third event in the fall just to see, if we have a lot of participation and this is something that goes well. Um, then we'll just kind of take it from
Yeah.
there. It's still kind of, new. It's not something that Grubby's ever done before, but
Mm-hmm.
um, we have had just an outcry of support and sponsors, and it's been absolutely great. I love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been great.
Who are some of those sponsors for those events?
So far, we've got a Chigan brand that's stepped in, and they're helping us with some prizes and whatnot. Schmack
Mm-hmm.
'em Bait and Tackle. They're going to work on a prize pack with us. They're just outside of Niona Lake, so we'll actually be doing some of our awards there. But again, that's still to be determined. We've got some custom baits that are going to be made and donated. Two Forks Guide Services has donated some cash and also a guide. For her outdoor apparel also has donated a prize pack as well as some cash prizes. So the sponsors still keep coming in, which is really great. And again, I just absolutely love the support for the ladies in this sport. It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, that's really cool, man, and that's one thing that me personally I love to see because I have a daughter and she's just not into fishing, but I've been trying to show her like, hey, look, women fish too. You know what I mean? I went to the Bassmaster Classic last year and I met this young lady named Anastasia. I I'm not exactly sure where she from. I want to say maybe Michigan or Wisconsin. But yeah, she was a African American young lady, and and she kind of just inspired like my daughter. You know what I mean? I'm like, look, she's a professional, or she fishes bigger tournaments and stuff, and she runs her own boat and everything. And I'm like, look, you can do that. And then now I got you on him, and you and Edie, and I'm like, look, I tried to show my daughter, like, hey, look, they into this too, but I gotta force her into fishing with me. So
Sorry. This
no,
is
that's
Hobie,
good.
everybody. This is Hobie, our our 6-month-old kitten. If you can see him, I know he's dark, but um, come on, buddy.
Yeah. Hey, that's what's up, man. Like he wants
Alex is
some
supposed to be
camera
watching
time.
the kids, so there's Hobie.
Oh yeah, that's what's up. What's up, Hobie? Now who named Hobie?
I did, of course.
You did.
He
Was
had
it
like
because
12 different names before we landed on Hobie, so yeah.
yeah, man, it took me a while to name my dog as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it took me a long time, and he's actually down here with me. He was sitting here fighting with me. He was biting on my feet. I'm trying to stay cool, but he was
I don't
he was
know.
biting and tearing my hands up. I'm like, man, cool out, dude. But yeah, it took me a while to name him, man, because I don't know. It's nothing would just come to me right away, And I got him after my other dog passed away. He had brain cancer, and then he ended up
Aw.
passing. Yeah, man, that was my boy. His name was Nico.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
that's
once he
terrible.
passed away, I had to get another dog instantly, man. I needed another companion.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, I got him, and I ended up naming him Yodi.
Yodi.
Yodi. Yep.
Aw.
Yep. And his name got a meaning. I forgot it though. It's like a partnership almost, you know what I mean? Let me look it up real quick. And I'll tell y'all. I know we're getting a little bit off subject, but all right, it's a
He's just wreaking havoc in here.
yeah, man, that's what's up. Hey, I can't do cats though, man. Um, I can't do cats, man.
They're a lot. They're a lot. Yeah. Especially when
Yeah,
they're little.
it's not even like the cats itself. I mean, I got a bad allergy, so for some reason cats do it to me. My dog right here, he's hypoallergenic, so that helps out a lot with my
I'd be so
allergies.
sad if I couldn't have
Yeah, I'm not a cat person, man. I feel
Yeah.
like now is your cat trained? Like I know we off
No.
subject a little bit,
No,
but
he's
I
actually
feel
he's
like you
actually
can't
quite
train a
young.
cat.
No, you can train a cat for sure. He'll play fetch. I mean, he fetches
Really?
toys and oh, he fetches toys and hair ties and he's nuts, but he's actually kind of dumb at the same time. So, um, yeah,
Man, listen, I'm with Gramps on this.
yeah, I know. Yeah, cats
Hey,
do
I swear
whatever
to
they
God,
want.
that's
But
how I
yeah,
feel.
no,
I'm like,
yeah,
man, cats, like, they just do their own thing. Like, how can you train a cat? Like,
yeah. I
and then
mean,
you see all these videos online, and the cat's just like doing all type of stuff. They papping on people and stuff.
yep, that's what we have a white. He's a Maine Coon mix. His name's Fish. We can come back to that later, but
Yeah.
he actually does treat puzzles. He's really smart, and he takes
Wow.
apart all these little puzzles and gets the treats out. But yeah, so
Oh
we have
man.
Fish and Hobie. So uh, listen,
Oh,
guy.
okay. Yeah, that's what's up. Now, can you take that cat outside? You let him outside, or is it just a
No,
straight
no, no,
indoor
no.
cat?
We don't let him outside. He actually started out as I was fostering him for the AWL.
Okay.
They asked me to kind of socialize him. He came in off the streets. He was by himself and he was nuts. Um, so we socialized him, but
Yeah.
well, we're still socializing him, I guess.
Or I
He's
guess
ours,
since
you
you
know.
want pets.
Yeah.
This Mr. Yo-Yo.
Oh, hi,
That's
buddy.
yours. Nah,
Aw.
he ain't gonna want to get down. This is my little road dog. He go everywhere with me, man.
Does he go on the kayak?
Yeah, I took him on a kayak before. That's why I was gonna ask you about your cats. Like, I know cats not supposed to be in the water, but some cats are
I
special.
mean, I've seen some cats wearing their little, life vests on the I maybe it's time to start training them to be on the kayak. Maybe he could be
Yeah,
a little mascot.
facts, facts. Like he has a life vest and everything, and I actually tossed him in the water one day, and he swam around, and I went and he came back to the boat and everything.
He
He
didn't
was all
freak
right.
out. Yeah?
Nah, he didn't freak out, but he don't like the water though, but he didn't freak out. I can tell you that
Aw.
much. Yeah,
Aw, he's so
he's
cute.
a little weird. Yeah, this my little homie, man.
Very
Um,
cute.
Gramps say can't take my German Shepherd on the boat. He always jumps in. Man, you gotta get him a life vest, Gramps.
Then they stink for the rest of the day, like a wet
Yeah, you
dog.
gotta watch. Yeah, you gotta
Yeah.
watch him, man. Good thing I got a little small dog, and you know what I mean. It don't take much to get him right. So once I wash him and get him right, he get a little bougie. He act like yeah, he act like a little stuck
Little
up dog.
spa day, yeah.
Once he get his haircut, he got that little strut to him. I'm like, all right. Yeah, man. So let's get back on subject a little bit. What kind of kayak you want to tell everybody about the kayak you run?
Yeah, up until recent, I have a Hobie Outback that I have, and I'm actually going to keep it for kind of river and creek setups, but I just picked up a new PA,
Hmm.
so I'm looking forward to getting that all set up, and I've got a motor that's going to get installed hopefully this next week if I get all my components. But Moving
Sweet.
Water Outfitters is going to be helping me with that, so that's pretty exciting. So
Okay.
yeah, right now it's still sitting in the garage, kind of got plastic on it still, but I open the door every now and then and just kind of check on it
Yeah.
and make sure, is this real? Is this really happening? It's
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
exciting. Yeah, so not much in the way of electronics yet. I just kind of have a little small unit that I really want for depth and temperature more than anything, but I think once I get used to my motor and how my new kayak moves and things like that, then
Uh-huh.
maybe next season we can start adding electronics or something. But I'm really excited to try out the new PA. It's got that new drive, that 360 drive, so I'm trying
Yeah.
to learn all that. I'm really excited about that.
Yeah.
Red, bright red, so you're gonna see me
Yeah, that's
running.
what I was gonna get at next. I seen your post and it was red. I'm like, oh yeah. And it looked good on that trailer that you won.
Oh yeah, the trailer. Yeah,
Yeah. I know
yeah,
you
that
loving that thing, man. It's pretty
I am
sweet.
loving it. Yeah, on the water innovations, they donated a kayak trailer, a custom kayak trailer for our grassroots Bassiak and Lake Championship,
Hmm.
and it was just a draw of the hat, and they pulled my name out, and I was like, no way! I actually think I said that out loud a couple times,
Yeah.
and it took me a minute to get up to go up front because for one I'm not really somebody that likes to talk in front of a crowd of people, but
Hmm.
um, I was just so excited and humbled that that I got to win that trailer, and I worked with Denny Romero on building it, putting some features and some specs on it, and he did a custom paint job, so it's a
Yeah.
purple, and it's a beautiful purple. It's kind of an iridescent bluish purple in the light, and that red
Hmm.
kayak on there looks pretty sweet. So I'm
Yeah.
more than grateful, to be the winner of that. But it seemed like I had a
Yeah.
lucky year last year, I guess, and I'm pretty grateful for that. But yeah, that was pretty amazing.
Yeah, and that's awesome. Now is it a two kayak trailer or is it just a single?
It's a
Because I
single
think
trailer, but we added the upper rack, and it's
yeah.
kind of felted, so we could put a second kayak up there, and there's
Okay.
tie downs and whatnot. It's got rigging lights and a Yakima box that's lighted, and there's a gearbox on the front to put all your stuff in. I can fit in there, so that's kind of neat. But
Oh wow.
if it rains or something, but
Yeah, I
don't
do
ask me
want
how
one
I
of
found
those.
that out. Yeah.
I do want one
um,
of those boxes. Those boxes
yeah,
are
those
cool.
are that's where it's at. I mean,
Mhm.
you could put your drive in there, I mean, anything, your snacks. I mean,
Yeah.
whatever you want to put in there. So your dog, if you want
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
um, but yeah, yeah. So that's kind of what I'm doing this year. I'm just switching over from the Outback to the PA12, and really excited to get that going.
Man, that's awesome, man. Now, I guess people, I guess the you can say couples that fish together. So, are you all gonna be riding together like when it's time to go fish, or do you go separately from your husband?
You know, we pretty much go separate. He's a moving water guy, and
Yeah.
that's where I started out. But I've leaned more towards lakes and stuff like that. I'm still doing moving water events, but
Hmm.
I'm really branching out and learning those lakes a lot more. But there are some events this year that we're going to be competing against each other in, and Sugar Creek being one of them. So
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll kick my ass, but I'm still gonna. um, I have a funny story about that too. But
Yeah.
so no, we really just, even if we do the same event on the same day, we're usually not on the same stretch. It's pretty rare for us to fish the same stretch together.
Yeah.
And that's not by design or anything like that. It's just that's just we have different fishing styles. He gets in
Mhm.
and goes, and I'm usually the last one out. And he's waiting at the boat ramp for me for 2 hours. Like, where is this woman? So we learned early on that we should, but
Yeah.
um, so back to my Sugar Creek story. We were fishing in a Sugar Creek event, and we were fishing on the same day, different stretch, but I was really putting the fish away. I had two on the board, back to back, and it was a great day. It was overcast, but the water, it was just perfect. The conditions were great.
Mhm.
So he calls me and he was like, "Man, I can't get a bite to save my life here. What are you using? What's going on?" And I told him, and I was using a topwater bait, and I'd been using it all day. Man, I'll tell you, if he didn't come back and beat me in that event,
Oh
I
man,
learned
you
my
gave up the
lesson.
juice.
Yeah, I said, you know what? From now on, you're not my husband in these events. We're not friends. I'm not going to tell you what bait I'm. So I learned my lesson
Yeah.
really early on that. But yeah, we do have a lot of fun fishing together, and I hope we get some more time on the water together this year where, we're not quite so busy, but it's going to be a lot of
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, man. A couple that fish together stays together. So
Yeah,
you know what I
absolutely.
mean?
Yeah.
Make sure y'all get y'all significant other out there and get the fishing so y'all can have make happy memories, man.
Yep,
You know what I
that's
mean?
right.
Not just working and going on vacation, man. Get out there and fish and enjoy nature and
Even if it's just for an hour,
yeah,
just to get out there and brush off your day and refocus and think about what's important,
yeah. Man, yeah. It is, man. It's such a relief getting out there. Like, I went out today, honestly. And I didn't do a whole lot of fishing, man. I was just out there just kicking it, man, making some
Oh, I
videos
know.
and just
Yep.
just hanging out, and I can tell you, man, the scenery is just like crazy. Just
Yeah.
being out there, you see the sunsets and the sunrises and the different leaves and trees and the nature and stuff, man. It's,
Yeah.
it's really calming,
It
man.
is.
It's
Eagles,
a
my
happy place.
gosh. Oh yeah. Now that the
Oh,
eagles are
eagles
back around
crazy.
here, man, you see
Yeah,
them all the time coming down in the
everywhere.
water, and yeah, and beaver and muskrat. We've seen all kinds of animals,
Yeah.
up and down the rivers and the lakes, and it's pretty cool. It is.
Yep.
Like I said, you can be out there all day and you're in a tournament, but next thing you know, you're just sitting back looking around like, man, this is great.
Right.
It's get outside, make memories, like you said, make memories with your spouse, with your kids, with your family. Just do it.
Hmm. Yeah. Look, we got a comment here. He said, "Tap out like the fish and talk out in nature. No TV, just memories and fun." Hey, I like
Yeah.
it.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Speaking of out in nature, have you ever had like I guess an encounter with an animal that just kind of freaked you out?
Yeah, but it's embarrassing.
Oh man. Well, I guess if it's
um,
embarrassing, you ain't gotta tell it, man.
Well, I was I was on Niona, and I was kind of back off in a back cove, real early in the morning, and it's, the sun's just barely up. It's just really beautiful, a little bit of fog. And I
Hmm.
kept hearing something kind of coming towards me and making a lot of sound, and I'm looking and I'm watching. I'm like, what is going on? The beaver comes out of the water about 4 or 5 feet from my kayak and has a big branch in its mouth. And I think we were just as surprised to see each other. But I threw
Yeah.
my rod down in my kayak and started pedaling just as fast as I could. And I mean, of course, it took off, but like, and then I looked around to see if anybody saw me because I was so, I overreacted a little bit, but
No,
little
no,
did I
I don't
know.
think you did because I got a story for you too, dude. I got a story for you. So I was out on Newton Lake. This was maybe like a couple weeks ago or a week ago. And man, I keep hearing something like you said, I keep hearing like ruffling and stuff. And I was by a beaver dam. And dude, when I tell you it was two beavers, man, these beavers are huge, man. Like when you really see them, like they are really, really
They're
big.
massive. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
they massive,
massive.
man. They look like little dogs. You know what
Big
I mean?
dogs.
Yeah, big dog. So, but
Great Danes
anyways,
out
though,
there.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they had babies over there or something or what, man. But when I tell you I was close by this dam and that thing came over, man, and it was close by me, dude, and it got the like smacking its tail. And
Oh,
yeah,
uh-oh.
like when I tell you it would dive and come back up and smack its tail again. I'm like, oh man, what is this thing? I'm like, man, I'm like, dude, I
You
hope
got
I
to get
never
out of
run
there.
into another beaver, dude,
Yeah,
because I really think
yeah.
I thought it was gonna attack me. Like I
I
really
mean,
did.
yeah, they got those big sharp teeth, and I mean, I don't know anybody that's ever been attacked by a beaver, but it could happen,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Big said, "Don't mess with a big beaver, man. They can mess you up, man, for
Hmm.
real." Hey, man, I'm not trying to mess with it, man. I just think I was in the wrong spot, dude. You know,
Wrong place,
I
wrong
left.
time.
Yeah, I left immediately, like for real, like
You got the message, huh?
yeah. And I think I got it on camera, man. But I can't remember, dude. And when I tell you, it made so much noise. Like it flapped its tail, and then it was going in the water a couple times. I'm like, man, I'm not dealing with no beavers
Yep.
today, dude.
Mm-mm. Out of
Mm,
there.
I hit that autopilot real quick. Out of there.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Too
Grab say
scary.
they like floating Wolverines, man. I don't know. I'm not gonna give it the time of day.
Yeah, no, I'm out of there.
Yeah, yeah.
I have seen eagles come down and catch fish when I'm getting skunked, so that's always, thanks for
Yeah.
rubbing it in,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I run into eagles all the time, man. It's surprising how many you see once you start paying attention.
So many. They're
Yeah.
everywhere.
They're
It's really
everywhere.
cool.
Like I didn't know that they were like that. I'm like, dang. And they huge. Like
They are.
you
Yeah.
wouldn't expect it like up close. An eagle is like massive, dude. Like a 6 or 7 foot
Bigger than
wingspan.
me. Yeah, I'm not even
Yeah,
5 foot, so yeah. Yep.
yeah. I was watching a YouTube video the other day. I want to say it's Alabama bass. Dude made he got a pond that he built, and these eagles will come down and try to pick up those big tilapia, and they can barely get it up, man, because they were so big.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, so man, we were supposed to have Edie on, but I guess she couldn't make it
Well,
tonight.
I got a message that she may or may not have taken a little snooze, and
Oh, hey,
but
that happened to me before.
yeah, yeah. I mean, hey, it's that time of year. We're just now finally starting to go into spring, getting a little more light. Everybody's,
Hmm.
vitamin D's depleted and not enough
Yeah,
fishing in their life. It catches up with you, in the winter months, it's brutal not being able to get out there.
facts.
So, yeah, it makes everybody kind of tired and, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
She's gonna have to catch us on the next one for sure. I know she's
yeah,
kicking herself.
yeah. I know. Justin say otters and snapping turtles are the worst. Yeah, I caught a
Oh
snapping
yeah.
turtle before.
Yeah, where'd you catch it at?
I was in a private pond, but I foul hooked it. Man, I foul hooked a carp today too. I fought that thing for like it felt like 10 minutes, but I don't
Yeah.
know how long it
They
was.
fight, don't they?
Yeah, it was like as soon as I got it to the surface, it was just nosedive right, and I hit it like right on the back fin. So every man, it
Ugh.
was so strong.
Yeah, I caught a big snapping turtle on Tippecanoe River one day. Alex and I were out fun fishing in kayaks, and
Uh-huh.
um, I mean, I caught it on a crankbait, and I was trying to pull it up, and it's just spinning and spinning. And I mean, this thing had to have been, I don't know weight wise, but it was massive. And I'm like, what do I do? I'm yelling. I'd never caught a big old snapping turtle before, and he was like, "You might
Yeah.
have to cut your line," and I
Yeah.
didn't
I
want
was
to have
gonna
to
say
do
that.
that because I didn't want to, I didn't want to injure it, but I
Hmm.
eventually was able to finagle it off of there, and I was like, that thing would have got a hold of me. That would have been
Yeah.
pretty bad, or
Yeah.
get it in your
I seen
kayak.
those things. They snap like pencils. I seen somebody do a
Yeah, they'll
YouTube.
snap a finger.
Yeah. Yeah. It'll go right through your finger. So,
Yeah, yeah.
so as far as gear, I know I want to touch on that a little bit. How many rods do you carry on your yak? I know you and your husband got probably a bunch of tackle. Do you all
Yeah.
share it?
No, no. We both have our own sides of the garage, so
Okay.
we might borrow this or that from time to time, but for the most part, we have our own gear. But I usually take maybe 4 or 5 rods with me,
Mm-hmm.
and that's about it. I don't get too crazy, and take a lot of gear. I'm pretty much a minimalist. I don't I know what I like. I know what works. I might try to introduce a new bait here and there, but which I got to
Mm-hmm.
work on, by the way. But yeah, I don't really take a lot out there. I got a lot of Yak Attack gear, the big black pack, and I got the little packs that go on top. And Yak Attack's putting out some awesome stuff recently. It's been pretty cool. So,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
pretty much just have that black pack full with some tackle and some soft plastics, and that's about it. I try to keep
Yeah.
it simple, try to keep all the clutter down as much as possible. All that extra stuff just gets in my way.
It
But
do
I have
get in the way.
ADD, so I can't sit still. I got to be constantly moving, and
Yeah.
so I can't have all that stuff in my way.
So, what's your favorite soft plastic?
um, Z-Man has these hula sticks that I
Okay.
that I
The hula
really
flick.
like. Yeah,
Yeah.
when they very first came out, I got them in a mystery tackle box, and that's it. I mean, that's my go-to. If I'm not catching fish,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I usually end up putting on. I mean, I'll put it on purpose sometimes, of course, but it never lets me down. Even if they're dinks, I'll be catching something. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's my favorite soft plastic, I'd have to say.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. Now, do you I know you getting into this competitive fishing now. So, I know you said you only got like a little small unit right now, a fish finder. So, are you gonna look into getting like live scope or any bigger units
You
in the near
know,
future?
I've thought about it, but going back to the ADD thing, maybe it'd be nice, but do I really have the capacity to focus on that and still focus on I think it's really just kind of um, an individual thing. I see where life scope is good in the competitive field, and I also see how it can get in your way too. So
Hmm.
I really can't say. I think just having that small unit, it really does what I need it to do for now. But maybe I can in the future get something with some charts and graphs and things like that, and kind of maybe work my way up to life scope if that's what I want to do. But I'm
Hmm.
still learning electronics, and I don't really know um, all the ins and outs of that yet. So maybe
Yeah.
once I learn it a little more and just kind of work my way up, then yeah,
Yeah.
that might be a possibility. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think they good. They have they place. Like I know the live scope guys, they loving the live scope. I don't have anything that's bad to say about the live scope. I know a lot of people
Yeah.
say that live scope is kind of killing the tournament scene. And I mean, it's all it's all a tool, you know what I mean? Just like your rod and reel, whatever trick you can use to get over, you know what I mean? Go ahead and use it. I would say as long as it's
Yeah.
not nothing illegal, but
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's about finding out where they're at and
mhm,
their pattern. What are they biting on, and whether you have a live scope to find them and help you figure that out or not, or you just have skill and experience. That's really just up to you. I don't think the one thing is going to be giving you more of an advantage. Having live scope as opposed to just getting out there and putting your time in and practicing and knowing how to use your baits and
yeah.
reading the substrate and etc. Then you know yeah.
Yeah. You say people who catch fish, they be catching fish with and without live scope. I'm one of them
Right.
guys. I don't have live scope.
Yeah, yeah.
I use 2D a lot, you
You
know,
go
and
out
I
there and hammer them just like somebody would, like,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. But
so
I put a lot of time on the water too, though, you know. So
yeah,
I try to
exactly.
put my hours in.
That's exactly what you have to do. You got to get out there and put your time in. It's just like any sport that you're doing. You can't just go to your basketball game and play the game. You gotta get out there and practice and learn it and build and get better. So
Yeah,
definitely have to do that in this scene too. Got to put your time in.
yeah. You have to put the time in. So cool, cool. Let's see. What's those tournament? The name of the tournament is going to be again for the ladies only,
You
ladies
know,
only tournament.
I don't know what we're gonna call them yet. We've been kind of throwing around some names, grubby gals.
Hmm.
If anybody has any ideas, maybe throw it in the comments. But um, just right now, they're just ladies only events. They're still kind of in their infancy of planning and putting everything together. So some of that stuff is to be announced. But if you got any suggestions, we're all ears.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's something that I really think I may introduce to my daughter, you know what I mean? Maybe she can get out
Yes,
there on my yak and I can kind of guide her. I mean, because
absolutely.
I got her out on a yak before and she was okay on it. I mean, she didn't have any issues, but it's just that she just don't have that interest, you know. And then I don't have that's my only child, so you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like I really want her to do. It's like, come on, man. You
I
know what I mean?
know. My daughter's like, nah.
Yeah,
She'd rather not. Yeah.
yeah. I
Yeah.
was
She
just
likes
up there
camping
with
and hiking, but yeah.
yeah. I know, man. My daughter, she's really, really smart, but she's not into outdoors and athletics. She's a bookworm. Like she
Yeah.
got
How
straight
old is your
A's.
daughter?
She's 15.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. She's 15. She has a job. You know what I mean? She wanted to get a job and work. I'm like, oh, okay, if that's what you want to do. You know what I mean? She really responsible, man. And I'm so happy about that. You know what I mean? She's independent, responsible, man. And I'm very appreciative of it, man, because
Good, good.
yeah, her being that way allows me to fish comfortably. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
Because you can trust her and know that
yeah, I
she's
can
doing the
trust
right
her.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Right, right.
and she's doing what she's supposed to. You know what I mean? I don't have any worries at the house, and she does her thing. So
Yeah, I think I saw. Didn't she? I think you posted a picture recently where she caught a fish maybe at a pond or something.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, right.
Well,
Just
that was during the summer. I think it was probably an old picture, but yeah,
oh yeah, yeah.
yeah
She just
she gets
let
she
it
I make her
happen.
go. Anytime she go fishing is because I made her. It's not because she
Yeah.
just wants. Yeah, I'm like,
No,
hey,
get out there. We're gonna
yeah,
do it. You're gonna
come on,
like
we
it.
going, yeah, we going out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even if you don't fish, you gonna film me fishing.
Yeah. I could see me doing that to my daughter. She'd just be doing this the whole
Yeah.
time. Not having
Now,
it.
do you have any like YouTube? Do you YouTube at all, or is
You
just
know, I'm just kind of getting into YouTube. I do have a YouTube set up, but
okay?
I just got some video equipment, over the winter, so I'm going to be setting that up on my kayak. So hopefully I can start learning to edit some videos and put some things together. Still learning that whole process, but yeah, yeah, we're definitely starting with the YouTube. It's Midwest Lady Angler. If anybody wants to go give me a follow, but yeah,
Yeah,
I'm definitely going to be working on putting some content out on there.
yeah, it's
Probably
down there.
most of it, if anybody wants to watch me do some subpar fishing and probably some cussing and but it'll definitely
Man,
be entertaining.
but listen, man, that's one thing that you have to get your mind out of because like once you get people that's like you know, just want to be friends with you and just want to see, you know what I mean, see how your fishing go. It doesn't matter like if you catch fish, man. You know, people just want to see how you interact out there and just like what you're doing, you know what I mean? And you know, once you start building that relationship, people just tap in with you know what I mean? Like I started
Yeah, yeah,
from nothing, you know what I mean? And like the reason why I started getting more into YouTube is because somebody hit me in the inbox and was like, "Hey man, where your YouTube stuff at, man? I was trying to check out one of your videos and you don't have nothing." I'm like, "Oh, okay." So that was just the start of it. So, you know what I mean? You don't have to put yourself
yeah,
down. Just go ahead and just put
yeah. Oh,
yourself out
yeah.
there.
Yeah, it's going to be entertaining for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a little bit of content that I've kind of done over the
Yeah.
last year, but it's just learning how to piece things together where it flows together and um, editing out some of those swear words and
Yeah, yeah, I know. I'm there. I'm there with you, man. I
yeah.
let some of them slide though. I'm like, hey, it is what it is. We all do it.
Oh, I sure
Well, a lot of
do.
us.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So, speaking of Valentine's Day, did you get anything for Valentine's Day from your husband, fishing related?
Oh, we are working a lot of hours this week, so we decided we're going to try to celebrate this weekend.
Okay.
If our schedules allow. So sometimes those 12-hour days in the middle of the week can really get you. But I
Hmm.
I think the older you get and the more seated you are, in your relationship and in your marriage, it's just kind of a day,
Yeah, it is a day. You
Yeah,
just
yeah.
Yeah, you may do a little bit, a little thing special, like, but it is what it
Maybe
is.
some
Like,
dinner or something. Yeah, I
hmm
mean, it's just a Hallmark holiday, If
yeah,
you appreciate your spouse all the time, you don't need a special day of the year,
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I appreciate it. My wife, yesterday, man, I made her a steak and some crab legs, steak,
Ooh,
crab legs, with some shrimp, seafood, macaroni. It was pretty good.
gee,
Yeah,
yeah,
I made all that from scratch, man. I'm a chef, Chef Tweezy. So I got
Very
I
good.
wear a whole bunch of hats, man. I'm a chef, I'm an entrepreneur, you know what I mean? I'm a
You're a
businessman,
dad, you're a
a
husband, yep.
dad, you know what I mean, a dog lover,
YouTuber, dog
you know what I
dad.
mean, YouTuber, angler.
Lots of hats. Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
yeah. Customer service rep. I'm everything. Chef Tweezy, yes, sir. Yeah. Yeah, I like getting in the kitchen. I like grilling and getting in the kitchen. Hey, that's just one of my things, man. I don't
Yeah,
know. I just got a gift for it. I just make stuff taste so good.
yeah. I can bake, but
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know if I'm really that good of a cook outside of that, but I
yeah.
guess I'm learning as I go along. That's another thing. But I tried to make the sourdough craze is going. Everybody's making sourdough bread, and
Okay.
I'm like, all right, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna put together the sourdough starter, and I gave it a name and the whole
Mhm.
9 yards. And well, I don't think it's. I think I did something terribly wrong. So
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
just gonna
Speaking of
stress out.
food, what are some of your favorite snacks on the water? Like, do you have any?
um,
Just that
Pretty
one
much
thing that you take on the
everything.
water?
I'm a snacker. I really
Okay.
am. I've
You
got
sound like my wife.
Yeah, I mean, at any given time, it's kind of embarrassing how many snacks I have, but um, I mean, I do a lot of Nutri-Grain bars, the Nature Valley bars, I guess is what they are. Um, a lot of Skittles, a lot of gummy worms.
Yeah.
But
Oh, you
I
sound you
mean,
sound just like my wife. And I bet your
yeah,
husband likes savory food, don't he?
yeah, he kind of does, but he doesn't really snack or even
All
hardly
right.
eat on the water. He just like
Yeah.
drinks water and fishes all day. But I
Yeah.
like to stop and take time and actually eat, a salad, lunch, a sandwich, whatever. But um, yeah, all day long I'm snacking. I'm snacking and
Man.
fishing.
Like when I'm really into fishing and like catching fish and I forget to eat sometimes, dude. I don't even drink on the water sometimes. Like
Yeah,
I
you
just I
can.
just
It's easy
forget.
to forget. Yeah, it is. It's easy to forget, but you don't want to be out there getting dehydrated, and then your muscles get all
Yeah.
tired, and then you can't
Yeah.
fish. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That happened to me one time. I was fishing a tournament over in Sullivan. And it's crazy because I still came in third place. Like and I got sick midday and I had to leave.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, I had heat exhaustion. I was supposed to I wasn't drinking enough water on the water. I wasn't drinking enough water on the water.
Yeah.
Having long
It's kind
sleeve,
of weird
long
getting
sleeve.
dehydrated while you're on the water all day.
Yeah,
How do you
it
explain
is.
that? Yeah.
It is wild. It is wild, and it's not a good feeling either. So, guys, make sure you are drinking your fluids while you're on the water. Make sure you staying safe. Make sure you wearing your life vest because you know it's better to be prepared than to get prepared. I would say.
Absolutely. Yeah, you don't want to be reaching for your life vest. You want to make sure it's always on you. Yeah.
Facts, facts. I had it.
Especially
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, it happens when you least expect it. I had a wreck in when was that? Easter Sunday this last year. I had a wreck, and it's on my home water that I know really really well. But I
Hmm.
just got sucked into the against a tree, and we went down and had I not had my life vest on, I think that would have ended very, very differently. So,
Yeah.
even if you know your water and you're comfortable with it, you still need to have that life vest on because crazy stuff
Mhm.
happens, all the time. So,
Yeah.
yeah, big promoter of
Yeah.
that.
That was kind of what happened to me. I was doing Columbus River. Um, I was fishing that during the tournament, and I was on top of the dam, and I hit a sandbar. Like I was cruising with the Myrtle on, and boom, hit that sandbar, and next thing you know, my motor stopped. I couldn't get it back going because I was too shallow, and the current started pushed me up against a tree. Next thing you know, is the water started pushing me. Big old autopilot turned over.
Yep.
Luckily,
Yep.
I saved majority of my stuff. I lost a big box of swim baits, dude. Like
Oh,
$100 worth of swim baits
oh,
and stuff. And it was just like stuff that I just bought too because I was just getting into the swim bait game, trying to learn it. And next thing you know, I lost that whole box. So whoever find that box, they're gonna have some good stuff.
yeah. I lost a good rod on Sugar Creek when I flipped. Lost my favorite muck boots. I lost quite a bit of gear actually. Broke my GoPro, broke
Mm,
um, my camera mount. Yeah, I lost quite a bit of stuff, and luckily I had my drive tethered to my
yeah,
kayak, or I would have lost it too because I had to pull
yeah,
it up by the tether. But really scary experience. But like we said, put that life vest on because
it
that's
is.
that's gonna save your life one of these days.
Yeah. It is, man, and I'm adamant about it now. Though, since that situation happened to me, I make sure that anybody I see, I just make sure I say it. Like, you can call me an a-hole, whatever you want. You know what I mean? But I'm looking out for you, like, dude, because I know. You know what I mean? And I done seen other people. You know what I mean? Or heard about other people falling out, and you know what I mean? It's just you don't want to see nobody hurt. You know what I mean? You don't want to
Yeah,
see nobody family, down and out. So.
yeah, over some little fishing tournament.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, man. So make sure everybody, if you're out there on the water, even on the boats, man, because sometimes you can hook set and just trip over your rods, and next thing you know, you're going in, even on the bass boat. So make sure
yeah,
you
it's
stay
easy to
safe out
do.
there. Yeah, it is. I
Oh, it
seen
looks
some
like
pro. Go ahead.
yeah. Oh, yeah. I've seen pros take a dive too. Yeah, yeah. It
Uh-huh.
can be pretty scary.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is.
yeah. It looks like Justin had his had his first dip in the water on Sugar Creek too. Yeah, Sugar Creek has definitely
Yeah,
she giveth and she taketh.
yeah.
So
I believe.
yeah.
Then somebody. Mm, Was it Brian? He caught his biggest on Sugar Creek, right? Didn't they get a replica made
Oh
of his
yeah,
big
I think
fish?
so. Yeah, yeah.
Was that on Sugar Creek? I want
I
to
think
say.
it was. I think it was.
Yeah. So like you said, it gives and it
It
takes,
giveth and
man.
yeah, yeah, yes. But it's definitely a beautiful creek. So
Hmm.
as long as we take care of it, of course. But that's another thing I've seen big in the kayak community is just people coming off the river with bags of garbage that they've picked up along the way, or
Yeah.
I've been out on the lake and paddled over to pick up a balloon that someone sent off to their loved one, or just that is one really good thing I've learned about this community is that everybody seems to be environmentally conscious and tries to do their best to be kind to the critters, the nature, picking up
Yeah.
garbage, things like that. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty cool. I think maybe
Yeah.
one of these days we should do some kind of challenge, see who picks up the most the most
Yeah.
garbage bring in a day.
That would be cool. We
Yeah.
actually did down there in Gunnersville. We actually did a like a cleanup where they
Yeah.
yeah, Chad, he set it up where you can get online. It was part of the tournament that you take a picture of your bag and all your trash and stuff and
Oh,
submit
very
it.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and everybody cleaned up a bunch of trash and we turned it in. And I guess he showed the people down there in Alabama, you know what I mean, how we cleaned up. And I guess that's a sponsor or something for him. So
Yeah.
I
I
don't
think
know,
there needs
but
to be more of that. That's good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's something that we should implement into the tournaments. You know what I mean? Maybe I don't know, at the end of the year, maybe we can do a raffle or something. You know what I mean? For
Yeah. Yeah.
people
That'd be
that
pretty cool.
participate in it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just, but I do have some ideas though. Nobody take this, but one of my good friends, her
Don't
name is
anybody
Jess.
steal
Yeah,
it.
Yeah, it's in the works already though. But one of my good friends, Destiny, she fishers. Her and her significant other Chris, they came up with a great idea, man. And it's called fishing bingo. Like, and the thing is, it has a whole bunch of like baits on it, and you try to get bingo by catching fish on those lures. You know what I mean? So you try to get
Oh, that's
five.
cool.
Yeah.
Kind of
So
like
if
a
they fit,
challenge. Yeah.
yeah. So and it get people out of that comfort zone. You know what I mean? So like you said, you get into your comfort zone. So if you was to come in and do bingo, you know what I mean, that'd make you use like a chatter bait or a drop shot to try to get your five in a row or four, however it is, however bingo goes.
Yeah.
So I wish I had the sheet with me, but
That's a
I'm gonna
really cool
present.
idea.
Yeah, I'm gonna present that to the club, and it's gonna be, and it's all integrity because ain't
Oh
no way
yeah.
we can tell if you caught that bait on this and that. But I do want it to be something like a charity thing, so what
Oh
I mean,
yeah,
maybe you can
yeah.
you
That'd be
can buy
great.
into it, and then some of the money to go towards a charity, and
That's a
then
really cool idea.
yeah, and then I do want some of the funds to go back to my buddies that actually came up with the idea. So you know what I mean, to
Yeah.
but I'm pretty sure they would want to donate it, man. That's just type people they are. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
But
And
that's
you're
something
right.
I
Yeah, it
yeah,
gets you out of your comfort zone because,
yeah,
I mean, it's, I hate to say it, but crankbaits and Ned rigs for me most of the time. And it's like, you
yeah,
gotta, maybe a popper or whatever, but you got to get out of that. You got to
yeah,
try to, a jig or whatever. And
yeah.
that's a really great way to do it. It's a
And
really
that's
good
funny,
idea.
man, because I don't even throw like I don't throw jerk baits a lot. I don't throw jigs a lot, you know what I mean? But it's like if I was to do that challenge, I would most definitely, you know what I mean? Like I already
Yeah.
started it. We have it. I want to go out and get it, but I know we probably won't be on here too much longer. You know what I mean? I know you just said you work 12-hour shifts.
Listen, it's past my bedtime.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. I'm laying down at like 7:30 and usually asleep by 8. So
Oh wow.
I'm
Yeah.
drinking soda so I can make sure I stay stay awake.
Yeah.
But
Well, I'm not gonna keep you too much longer,
no, it's
man.
all right. It's all
I know I know I just wanted to get you on. It's February, you know what I mean? I wanted to get the women on the water into the chat, you know what I mean?
right.
And then
Yeah,
also,
yeah.
uh I wanted you to kind of show some of the guys and some of the other ladies that, women do fish in the kayak world,
Hmm.
not just from the bank. And it good camaraderie. You know what I mean? It's
Yep.
not just the men, the women in it too. So,
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're scared to get out there, and guys, gals, anybody you want to give it a try, reach
mhm.
out to one of us, grubby TDs or anybody in the grubby group, or I mean, they'd be more than happy to take you out. I'll be happy to take you out,
Yeah,
kind of give you the rundown on using Turnix or how to position your fish on your catch board, what you need to get started. You need help at the boat
yeah,
ramp to get your boat out of your truck. I'll help you. Just
yeah,
whatever. And that's how this community is. So,
yeah. I can
yeah,
honestly say, yeah, that's how it's been ever since I didn't got into it, man. Like the first person to really put me up under their wing was Nate Goodwin. Like
Nate's a
yeah,
good
man.
guy. Yeah,
I say it all the time, man. Like once I first got into on the scene, man, it's like Nate, like, man, what's up, man? You going fishing this weekend? Like, I'm like, dude, like, what's up, dog? I guess, what's up? We going?
yeah,
so, so next thing you know, we going out to Newton, we shooting everywhere, man. Like, and he's telling me, and he's very knowledgeable about different baits and lures. Like, that's my
yeah.
boy, man. He know his stuff,
Yeah,
man.
he really is. You ask him and he's just like, "Yeah, I'll tell you this is this
Mhm.
action and this is how you present it. This is how I present it." Yeah, he's very
Yeah.
knowledgeable on his baits.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
very. And Saber
Yeah.
say we doing ourselves a disservice by not doing the jerk baits, man. We gotta get more on the jerk baits. Saber,
That
check out
fluke. That fluke. Yeah.
my Strike King Berkeley's jerk bait video whenever you get a chance, man. I've been throwing it this year a lot more. I would dib one dabble other years, but this year I've been throwing it a lot more. So I think
Yeah, I'm that's on my list. I'm going to start using jerk baits this year more than
yeah,
ever. So, I'm going to try to master that skill. So, yeah, I
yeah,
think you got to give yourself kind of something to work on each year to kind of, build up a little
yeah,
bit. But
yeah. To
flukes,
build on.
yeah, yeah, flukes are also definitely where it's at. I
Yeah.
think we we buy out all the flukes every time we're at Sore Mouth Tackle or in
Mhm.
any of our local tackle shops. We're just
Yeah.
scooping them all up every chance we get because
I would
yeah,
say the
we
fluke is
love
a
it.
pretty much a staple on the river. That and the
It
Ned area,
is.
right?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. Yep. Yep. I don't want to
Hmm.
give out too many secrets, but yeah.
Man, listen, man. At
Yeah.
this point,
Yeah.
hey, you can't do more than what YouTube is already
Yeah.
doing.
I
You
know
know what
it.
I
I know
mean?
it.
Like, you gotta think about it, man. I can. It's no secret. I mean, like, you got little things that you tweak and do to your base, but for the most part, man, people showing everything on YouTube. At this point,
Yeah,
it's
they
just
are.
about who can just luck up and catch the biggest fish. You
That's
know what I mean?
exactly right. Yep.
Because everybody is live scoping. Everybody has sonars and transducers that pick up everything. You know what I mean? Like everybody's showing what baits they going to buy and like how to work them and
How to
you
present
know,
it. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's
There's no secrets. Yeah. Yeah. But definitely don't tell your husband what bait you're using in the middle of an
yeah.
event because
What?
he'll come
Right,
back at
right. What is a
you.
fluke? What is a
What is a
fluke?
flute? Yeah, okay, Justin.
Yeah, yeah. But hey, I ain't gonna hold you up too much longer, man. I most definitely appreciate you joining me tonight. Is there anything else you want to say, you know what I mean, or put out there for the people?
Just like I said, just get out there. If you want to start getting into tournament fishing, Grubby would be a really good place to get started. So, ladies, guys, anybody in between, just get out there, put your time in.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't hesitate to reach out, man. Anybody on in this kayak world always seem to be very, very helpful, man. So don't hesitate, guys. Missy, guys. Appreciate you coming on, man.
Thanks for
Most
having
definitely
me.
gonna have to have you again and tell your husband what's up and appreciate him giving you the time or taking care of the kids so you can do
Yeah,
this.
the cats, you mean?
Yeah, the cats.
Yeah. Sorry we missed Edie tonight, but like I said, she had a long day, so she had a little nappy. It lasted
Yeah,
longer than she anticipated, but we're gonna catch her on the next one.
yeah, we got her on the next one, guys.
Yeah.
Appreciate everybody tapping in. Everybody have a good night, man. Happy V Day.
Good night.
Peace.